I'm Atypical, and this is an update. So I just came out with the Firefly video. You can see the background is just the same. I mean, no, Serenity video. So I'd like to say where I think this is going to go. I'm, one person. I do this very infrequently, and I often procrastinate, which is bad. And I ramble a lot, as you know, if you've seen my first and most recent last video. They're more than half an hour. I try and keep them 20 minutes, but the first one was my first one, so that was a shit show. And the second one is something I really love and have a lot to talk about because it's two things rather than just one. And also my musings on the third thing, season 2 of Firefly, which, hasn't been confirmed or even teased or anything. But it'd be cool. Anyway, this isn't what is about. This is about the channel in general. I'm thinking of starting a second part to it. I'm definitely going to continue with the movies and the games and the television show reviews. I think the next one I'm going to do is Legend of Korra in April, which starts in 2 days. Yeah. But what am I doing? Right. I want to start streaming games, not like video games, role-playing games, tabletop RPGs. I know there's a great add-on to this thing called Roll20. I can see the icon right there on my screen, although it's probably over here if you're... Wait. Unless it flips it, which I don't know if this does flip it, because right now I'm being mirrored. But if yours flips it, then it'll be right here if you're looking at Google Hangout, or here if it doesn't flip it. At least that's where it is on my computer. Anyway, so yeah, there's this thing called Roll20, and it's great for tabletop RPGs, and I want to do that. I watch some podcasts. They're called Roleplay Swansong. I watched Roleplay Mirror Shades. I watched part of Roleplay Dark Heresy, and I watched the first episode of Roleplay. No, I only watched the first like half hour of Roleplay West Marches, which is all done by the same people. It's on ItMeJP Twitch channel, like ITMEJP. They're great. I don't watch a lot of his gaming, but I do sometimes, and he's funny. But yeah, that channel is really cool. I suggest you watch it. And they have kind of convinced me that this is a kind of thing that I want to do. Their dungeon master, or their most frequent dungeon master, he's done 2 things and is about to do a third. Or no, he's done. It's kind of like a third or fourth or mix or something, because he's done 2 things. He's done Roleplay Mirror Shades, which is them playing first edition Shadowrun, and Roleplay Swansong, which is them playing Stars Without Number, which actually got me into Stars Without Number, and I've been spending the past year creating a setting for it, which is the exact opposite of what their Dungeon Master did. Adam Coble, or Skinny Ghost, check him on Twitter and YouTube. He didn't plan anything, as far as I'm aware, when creating his setting. He just used the random sector generator online, which I have looked at and is pretty cool. And he just rolled with it, and I think that's really cool. And very funny that I have the exact opposite idea of him, which is I looked at the rule book, learned how to make my own thing, and used the random generation tables and did everything by hand. Then recently, a new chapter to World Creation came out on societies, and I've been going through the 46 planets that I created, and just going over their history politically and socially. That's been really fun to do, but it takes a lot of time. As I've been saying, I mean, I haven't been working on it every day for a year, but I've been working on this for a year and a half. I've got charts and color-coded things and several maps, and it's so much fun, and I love it. Why am I talking about this? Yeah, the setting. And, I really like their show, Full Play Swan Song, and so I thought maybe I want to do something like it. So I have my own Dungeons and Dragons group in college, which I'm in now, that I've been playing with for 3 years. And some people have dropped out or stopped playing or joined in, but it's mostly been the same people. Actually, I guess no. It's 2 of them are the same as the beginning. Yeah. Anyway, I was thinking, maybe over the summer I could do something like that. And so I'm thinking of doing either a Stars Without Number campaign on my YouTube channel, or Star Wars, or Shadowrun, or Dungeons and Dragons even. Like, we're playing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign right now, which is super fun. I think I'm also going to do a explanation of my Dungeons and Dragons campaigns, because I enjoy talking about them, and if people will listen, I'll just ramble on for like an hour each episode about Dungeons and Dragons, because I'm trying to come up with a setting document for the setting that I use usually. Like, since 10th grade, so 5 years ago, I've been using the same setting for every campaign I run, and it expands outward, and we go to another country, and we see what life is like there, and then we check out another one, do that, and it's really fun. And I've come up with so many ideas, and I was going to make a setting document. And this can help with that, and I can explain, like, oh, this is the map of the country, and this is this country, and this is what they do there, and I think that'd be interesting for me. And if you guys will listen, then might as well do it. I mean, why not? Yeah. But yeah, I was thinking, hey, we could play our normal game this summer and do it online, which I think would be kind of weird, because we're using Theater of the Mind, so it wouldn't be that weird. But jumping in midway would be weird. Like, they just completed a mission that took 7 sessions, and these are the first 7 sessions. And I don't know, not having the characters of, like, some of the NPCs, just not knowing who they are and seeing them later would be weird. But like, my notes are pretty good. I don't have everything though. Like, I probably will not remember that Gabe's character Argos was talking to a character named Pride, and specifically mentioned that they were okay with him, or he was okay with them. He's like, hey, you and I'm okay with you, and you're okay with me, so I'm just gonna let you go. I probably won't remember that. I'll probably remember that he interrogated them. I say them because they're a doppelganger and don't have a gender. But yeah. I think it'd be too weird to do to bring you all up to speed. Yeah. So that's probably not what we're gonna do. But we might play in Star Wars or Serenity Universe or my own Stars Without Numbers universe. I've got a couple other ideas. We might play Blades in the Dark, which is a game by John Harper. I'm not a backer on his thing. Not Quickstarter. Kickstarter. That's Kickstarter. I'm not a backer on his Kickstarter, so I don't actually have access to any of the PDFs or rules documents that he's working on. I know currently they're on version 6 because I watch him and Adam Koval and some other people play the game. But it's really cool, and I'd love to maybe run something in it, but that might not happen. I was also thinking of doing a Shadowrun thing, or if Adam Koval comes out with Mirror Shades, the game, before this, I'd like to try that, because his Shadowrun campaign titled Mirror Shades was more about the characters' relationships with each other than it was about Shadowrunning. And I thought that was really cool because it's like a romance simulator for some of them. And he said he was going to make a game. I don't know if he actually is, but if he does, it'd be really cool to play with that. I was also thinking doing something with the Avatar universe. I know there's some Dungeons and Dragons hacks that include bending that I really liked, or I might just make something up, which would be cool. I was thinking after the Earth Queen dies. Oh, by the way, spoilers for Avatar: Legend of Korra season 4, because that happened in season 3. Season 3, because apparently I need to do that, and I'm late to do it because fuck you. But anyway, I was thinking after the Earth Queen dies, what happens in the Earth Kingdoms? Like maybe we could explore that. That'd be fun. I also wanted to do an apocalypse world thing set in Alaska. Adam Koval's idea, but I think I'm taking it in a different way. Because I'm thinking like one character, just like a one-on-one session. And the character would be Juno, and they have to help their sister who has a broken leg, and they can't leave because Juneau, Alaska doesn't have any roads that lead out of it. Fun fact. It actually is like an island, but it's the mainland. So it has an airport and a dock. But of course, the airport doesn't run because of the apocalypse, and of course, there are boats, but they're probably run by a warlord. So tough luck. And it would be a one-on-one thing. But I don't think I want to do a one-on-one thing for the first one. Yeah, so I guess we're probably going to do something in space. Probably. We've also thought one of my players, Gabe, he has a campaign setting that he's been working on and writing books for. He's finally finished his first short story, and he's mostly done with like a book set in the way back sci-fi past. And then he finished a short story. And he wants to try and run games in that using 5e rules of Dungeons and Dragons, which I think would be cool. Or we might try Cinder Spires, which is a book series by Jim Butcher, really good writer, and it's like sci-fi, but not. Like it's steampunk sci-fi. So you got ships with shields, but it's all magic and technology, but like steam powered, and the ships aren't like metal space going ships, they're boats that fly and have what's called a shroud, which is a shield, and there's like a ethereal storm that is why everyone wears goggles, because if you don't wear the goggles, you'll just burn your brain through your eyes, which is really cool. We might try doing that. I don't think it has a game. I can check though, because I have the power of the internet. Cinder Spires game. It doesn't look like it. Maybe I should look up RPG. Not ROG, RPG. Doesn't look like it. Dresden Files, also by Jim Butcher, does. But Cinder Spires does not yet. So we were thinking, me and Gabe, because he knows all about Cinder Spires, and I know all about Stars Without Number, the setting that Adam Cole uses for Swan Song, that it'd be really cool to adapt them to each other. So it'll be using the rules for Stars Without Number, but in the setting of Cinder Spires. I think that'd be really cool. I'm trying to come up with clever names for these things. I don't actually know anything about this one though, so it's kind of hard for me. Like everything else, I either made up or know really well. So it's easy. Like for the Star Wars campaign, I was thinking of calling it Laser Brain or Laser Brains, as a reference to Leia insulting Han, because the crew of whatever ship we have, they're just going to be a bunch of idiots, and I think that'd be fun. The Blades in the Dark, I was thinking Murder of Crows, because it's about murder and crows, or crows come in murders, which is cool. The Avatar one, I was thinking Nation Divided, because it's literally about the dividing up of a nation, which would be cool. And then the Shadowrun, I was thinking Cyberware, but like WHERE, be like Cyberware. Who knows? Yeah, that's all I have for the ones that I didn't make up. Oh, and the Serenity one would be called Through the Black. I don't actually have any knowledge of how to do any of this stuff, how to stream. Yeah, I also wanted to say, if you have any ideas for reviews, you should comment them into places. I think I've gone like really long. I think this might even be a really long video. Shit, I did not keep track of the time. I'm sorry about this. Sorry about the rambly update. I'm atypical, and this has been an update. Gosh.